God, what's my mission impossible?
To be in a relationship.
Over the last 3 decades, Tom has given the world incredible stunt after incredible stunt, and this one is no different.
Yeah.
Which one still makes you go, that's impossible?
Yeah, probably. Okay, there's a few. Hanging on the side of the huge Airbus when the plane is taking off, hanging off the Burj Khalifa, and riding a bike off the cliff. Those are 3 stunts where I'm like,
I mean, the
what?
ones in this movie are unbelievable. The one on the plane, the yellow plane, and the one underwater. It was hard for me to breathe for both of them when I was watching the movie. So that was stressful.
Besides the ones that you'll see very soon, that's on that plane is pretty terrifying. I would say running off a mountain on a bike, off a motorcycle, or that's pretty. Or running down the side of the side of a building. Any and all of them.
Yeah.
Pretty get my heart to racing.
This one and how risky it was when we knew that he was shooting it and he'd been preparing for so long and drilling and training. Also knowing his own physicality in the biplane by himself, where he's operating the biplane, but also he's operating his own focus and having to make sure that he was working with the camera that was in a helicopter with the director. Like you just kind of watch it and the thrill and the emotion behind it, and there is a sense of kind of caring about it because it's so much about the team and it's so much about sort of personal, away from personal ambition into the survival of humanity. There's a lot of stakes at play here.
Well, take your pick. For me, though, the final airplane sequence in this film, Tom literally went all out. I watched it again last night, and I was kind of more staggered than I'd ever been watching it, thinking, he's flying the plane, he's filming himself. There are moments when he's literally holding on for his life, and it just sort of blows my mind. I can't overstate how impressed I am by what he does for his art.
Yeah, I was like, the whole time, and I was scared for his life, and I was like, I'm just here comfortably in a movie theater.
My kid almost had an asthma attack. She said the film's like a heart attack. That was her review.
I feel like that's probably the best compliment someone could give Tom Cruise, though.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what he wants.
Now, I know this has been billed as the finale, but fans want more. We all want more. If you could daydream with me for a moment, where could you see the Mission Impossible franchise going in the future?
First off, I'm going to say, you fans are so ungrateful. Listen, we almost killed ourselves. Tom almost killed himself to do these incredible stunts. We bust out behind, training, and y'all still want more?
I'm sorry. We're greedy.
Selfishly, I want to do a scene with horses, and I've been asking for it for a long time. So I want that to happen. I want to gallop with Tom, like super fast. So I've been pitching that for a while, but I don't know.
Or Pom.
Or like tiny ponies, maybe like. With like cool music, like super serious, but like ridiculous.
Paris and Degas will have their own spinoff. That's what it is. Oh. Like own Rush Hour 4, Mission Impossible type thing going on.
Yeah, we're joking about that. Like,
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a little manifestation, my friends.
That's how we got
here.
They've gone to the moon, I suppose. I guess you got to leave planet Earth. We've gone under the sea. Through the skies, down buildings, every mountains, peaks. I guess you got to leave Earth.
Well, listen, there's a whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have to go back to basics. I think, Mission Impossible is literally about the end of the world. We say saving the world a lot in Mission, and certainly in the past, we've averted, nuclear disaster, we've averted viral contagion, but this one is genuinely about the end of civilization, and I don't know where you go from there. Where can you possibly go from there?
Yeah.
You'd have to pull it back to, like the first film, which was about the theft of a list of agents, and something smaller, something a little bit more kind of boutique-y.
You guys are up against the impossible mission, but what in your real life is your own Mission Impossible? For me, it's getting my toddler to eat his vegetables. Impossible. It's not possible.
Then what is yours? What is yours?
To be in a relationship. too much traveling. Yep.
How do you?
What is your mission? Yep.
Wait, how do I deal with this? I don't know.
No, you got to
I
give
don't
me your
know.
own. How do you
It's
follow that up?
I don't. I thought you were saying, how do I do? That's my impossible mission. Dealing with this for the past 5 years. That's, so far,
It's like how to keep a straight face with like all the crazy stuff that
We
I
would
say.
be in the middle of doing a scene, and she would just, like, you know, either make a face or like we have a ton of inside jokes together.
No, I love to do that when like everything is very serious. It's the worst moment to laugh. I would say something to him like, yeah, and then he would be like,
And it's hard trying to
and,
keep
like
it.
biting his tongue.
That's my impossible mission of my life. Try not to get fired for ruining every take with Pom.
Doing my own hair is mission impossible for me. I am so lazy and I can't be arsed with it. So I just put it up in a bird's nest.
God, what's my mission impossible? Trying to keep my youngest dog under control. He's the naughtiest, most awesome, lovable thing. I have 3 dogs. I have 2 standard schnauzers and a cockapoo. And my youngest, Bramwell, I can't let him off the lead anymore because he runs away. And he'll always come back. He never wants to disappear. He loves home, but he likes to go exploring. And it's so stressful that I cannot take him off the lead anymore. It's impossible for me to let him go. So that's my mission impossible.
You got to get Ethan Hunt and the gang to come and help
Figure
out.
That's Mission Impossible 9.
There we go.
The search for Bramwell.
I guess trying to get my young ones to always think ahead and prepare. You know, prepare a little bit more ahead of time. You know, think about all the options. You know, all the avenues. I mean, they do pretty good, but you know, and the grace that you extend to others, you have to extend to them.
There's lots of excitement. You're set to return to the Marvel world.
Am I?
What can you tell us about the future of Peggy Carter?
Oh my
Anything?
God! Am I set to return? That you're telling me? That's news to me. I mean, I think it's amazing to think there's a character that I've played that would, this many years later, still be something that people talk about. It's a lovely, it's a lovely thing to have because she's such a, the qualities that she has is wonderful to kind of still be living with. When she talks about, I know my value. I mean, it's a lovely thing to hear back from people when I meet them. And I think that it's sort of, there's so much more I think that can be done with her as I've developed as an actor and my taste and my interest has expanded. My experience in this industry has grown. I would love to find a way of developing her and evolving that character. So if you're telling me that I've been given a role somewhere, thank you very much.